Here's a bit of news that I wasn't expecting, but at the same time, like, I should have expected it at the same time. Yeah. Now I'm going to talk about some big news first, and then talk about a rumor and kind of, like, talk about the impact of it. Basically, we're going to be talking about some Marvel villain MCU news. Now, as I've said before, is that despite no matter what you think of how good or how bad the DC films have been handling themselves, I think they're getting back on the right track in some capacity. The one thing I've always given the DC films over the Marvel films is that they've been more experimental in that they're doing villain-centric movies. Obviously, Suicide Squad, to lesser degrees of success. Joker, to very great degrees of success. To The Suicide Squad, yay. And soon, Black Adam. So we are basically, DC has gotten them on. We're brave enough to do villain movies, and we're gonna keep doing villain movies. Hell, Peacemaker is getting, even though he's more of an anti-hero, Peacemaker is getting his own TV series on HBO Max. And yeah, I think that's the one thing DC's gotten the edge on them, but it looks like Marvel's finally entering the game with a new Disney Plus show that's been officially announced, and that is WandaVision. That's right, WandaVision, what the fuck. Agatha Harkness is getting her own spin-off, what the hell. I mean, obviously, yeah, it's a spin-off of WandaVision, but Agatha Harkness is getting her own spin-off series. That's right. Literally, one of the most popular villains has been given her own show. I should have saw this coming. Like I said a little earlier in the video, I should have seen this coming, and I should have been able to, like, know this was on its way, like, or at least like a special. Like, I knew Agatha after seeing her show up in as a meet and greet character for this year's Disney Halloween event. I kind of figured, oh, they're really gonna run with Agatha. And not to say anything bad, the actress Kathryn Hahn, she does great, and she really loves the role too. Like, it's very clear, and I think they said that she's producing the show too. So I'm happy for her. Like, she got a role. She got a role that she really enjoyed and really, like, people connect with. And not to say, like, she hasn't before. She's done a lot of other stuff prior, but it's clear that she loves the role, and it's clear, like, the fans love the role. I like Agatha, even though this is not the Agatha... But then again, Agatha Harkness in the original comics was more like Wanda's mentor and was, like, this elderly woman. And... yeah, it's vastly different. It's a vastly different show, but, you know, I still liked Agatha. I thought she was a very, like, charismatic villain, just kind of really off-putting, and, yeah, I think this is going to be a straight-up horror show. I really do think this is going to be, like, a horror show, and let me explain why. At the end of WandaVision, Wanda made Agatha back into, like, her Agnes form in WandaVision, and, like, mentally trapped her in her own head, and, like, yeah, that's like a worse than death kind of fate, isn't it? Like, you're stuck in your own body, but you can't, you can hear yourself, and you're just screaming in your own head to stop. Yeah, it's just... yeah, that was terrifying. And, like, again, Han's acting was like that moment where you can clearly see, like, she's straining and it's horrible for her to be Agnes again. Ugh. Like, I kind of imagine it's, like, very much like a very twisted, it's gonna be like a very twisted, very gnarled version of WandaVision where we're gonna follow Agatha as Agnes through Westview. Because, yeah, Westview didn't just forget about that, and I'm pretty sure they're, like, Agatha, they're all taking their anger out on Agnes as she's going through her life, and meanwhile, like, her old self, it's gonna be very much like her old self is reaching out through the ether, and I imagine... alright. We gotta talk about this, because I know this is gonna happen. Here, like, I'm already hearing it's Mephisto! It's Mephisto! You know, Mephisto's gonna... this is the one. Like, he wasn't in WandaVision, he wasn't in Loki, but he's, of course, It's almost become like a meme at this point, hasn't it? Where Mephisto was going to show up in the MCU at some point, but I guarantee you I've already seen like comments going like, this is the one where Mephisto finally shows up, and I got a feeling that's what's going to happen. I really do feel that actually I do think to really fuck with people, it's not going to be Mephisto, it's going to be Chthon. Why do I say Chthon, and who is Chthon? For those who aren't really in deep in your Marvel Supernatural lore, don't worry. Marvel Supernatural is usually forgotten and retconned on a daily basis. Chthon is the creator of the Darkhold, and remember, Agatha does have the Darkhold. Chthon is the guy who created the Darkhold. He's like an ancient Lovecraftian god, and I could see that he could show up. He could actually be like, maybe Agatha served Chthon or stole the Darkhold, and now Chthon's looking for it. That could easily be it. And it would also be another great fuck you to Mephisto MCU fans. Like, this is it. This is when we get Mephisto, right? Nope, Chthon. Everyone's like, damn it! Or it could be another Mephisto isn't the only, Marvel demon out there. There's characters like Despair. Despair could be another character to show up in here. Blackheart. That'd actually be another great fuck you, wouldn't it? If it wasn't, Mephisto, it was his son Blackheart. And then it would be that if Blackheart's here, that means it's Mephisto. Or maybe we could get... Actually, here's another pitch of another character who could show up in this Agatha series. Umar. If you don't know who Umar is Dormammu's sister, and another ruler of the Dark Dimension. So Umar could actually show up. Actually, she'd make a lot of sense because she has a lot of hold over the Darkhold, and yeah, they could easily change a bit. Like maybe she's not the sister of Dormammu; she's the high priestess of Dormammu, and she's carrying out his will on Earth. And with the sorcerer, with Doctor Strange, busy with everything that happened in the multiverse during No Way Home and Multiverse of Madness, maybe Umar moves in to get the Darkhold, because we don't know. Because Wanda does have the Darkhold, but what's going to happen after Multiverse of Madness? And also, Agatha has been around for a long time, so you have to imagine that she's made quite a number of enemies. She's made quite a big number of enemies. But yeah, it's kind of fun to see I was actually okay, it's Agatha, but if you're ever going to give a Marvel villain their own show, Agatha was probably the best bet, because literally everyone else is dead or just not it. Everyone, all the other interesting villains are dead, outside of, Baron Mordo, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna get his ass killed in Multiverse of Madness. Yeah. So, if you were gonna start, maybe, I also do believe this is gonna be testing ground, a litmus test, to see how well Disney's villains, gets, how well we can do Marvel Disney shows with villains. It does make me wonder how well they're going to do that. So I am curious if we are going to get, maybe this is the dry run for Thunderbolts. That actually would not surprise me if this is the dry run, to see if people would be interested in a Thunderbolts movie or a Thunderbolts Disney Plus show. Because it's clear they're building to that. But I was I don't know if we're ready for villains yet. And also, that Disney's going to make her a sympathetic villain too, sadly. So, yeah. You just know that's going to happen too. Anyway. Could Vision also show up? We haven't seen... Vision just fucked off. The new Vision fucked off after the end of WandaVision. Just saying. And could we get Wanda back here? Who knows? The possibilities are endless with an Agatha show. So, yeah. Also, can we just have the It Was Agatha All Along theme as just the theme of the show? I know everyone's asking that, but yeah, let's just make it. Let's just make memes dreams. Anyway, so the other bit of news I want to talk about is that there's an exclusive, and again, this has been talked about before. I've never really talked about it, but it might be cool. That Eric Killmonger will return for Black Panther 2. I kind of don't want that because I feel like his story was already done. And I'm saying, oh, you don't want him there because he's, such a... No, I feel like his story had a perfect ending. And What If kind of showed that he wasn't gonna change. Like the whole, like everything we saw in Marvel What If kind of showed that he was not gonna change in any way, shape, or form. So I like, yeah. I mean, it's multiverse. You can make the argument that it's multiverse, but like, do we need Killmonger back? I mean, yeah, the actress playing Suri is really kind of causing a stir with her, you know, not so great comments. Great. And we sadly no longer have Chadwick Boseman with us, but it does make sense, but like at the same time I'm like, do we need him? Because I feel like his story wrapped up so perfectly. So, yeah. Again, this is rumors been up and down, up and down. So I'm not gonna trust anything till I get any like real official sources. The Agatha report is official though. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of Agatha Harkness getting her own TV series? Are you guys excited for that? Are you guys not? Do you think we'll finally get Mephisto here? Or do you want to be like, nah, fuck them Mephisto fans, bring in another Marvel villain character? Could we get Ghost? Like, do you think this is where we get characters like Blade finally making an appearance, or Ghost Rider, or like Man-Thing? Really, like, Agatha, more than anything else, really kicks open the door for the supernatural stuff. I know we have Doctor Strange and WandaVision before, but that's all dealing with multiverse. Agatha has really delved in, like, dark magic, so really, Agatha might be the one to kick open the supernatural door as well as the villain door and be like, alright, everybody in, get your Disney Plus shows and movies now. Anyway. So, yeah, just comment below, let me know, and as always, if you haven't already, go check out my Patreon, and if you want to check out that's where my review for Marvel What If is, as well as my Venom Let There Be Carnage review, as well as Disney Star Wars Visions. But yeah, just hit the link below, become a Patreon, I'd greatly appreciate it, because I fucking hate my job. But other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse, I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.